Hi everyone, welcome to Chill Time at Home with your coach Misha. Today we are going to do another mindfulness practice and we are going to use body movement. So this is called tree pose. You may have noticed a lot of signs of spring now. The birds are chirping outside, the leaves are starting to come out. So today I want you to practice embodying spring, embodying the strength that comes with new growth coming out. All of these energies around us that we can gather in to help us stay strong, stay mindful during this transition of seasons. Even though the transition to spring is often full of joy and really wonderful with all of the sunshine and warmth, it's still a transition. And especially now, since a lot of us can't see our family and friends as often as we would like, the transition can still be really challenging and can make us feel a little bit off balance. So today during tree pose, we are going to practice staying balanced even when we're feeling that breeze around us. So come and join me, and when you learn the pose, you can teach someone else how to do it. For today's mindfulness practice, you might want to be standing next to a chair or a wall to help with your balance during part of this pose. So we'll start by just standing tall. Feel the entire bottoms of your feet on the ground. Roll your shoulders up and back and down. You may want to place your hands together in a prayer position in front of you. This helps us to find the center line of our body, of our strength. It can help us balance. Just take a couple of deep breaths. And we'll start by just testing our balance on either side. So take your right leg and just lift up your foot a little bit and play with standing just on the toes of your right foot. And if you feel really strong in that left leg, you can start to bring that right foot up. And for this, we'll just clasp our hands in front of our knee and see about standing on that left side. You can start to feel your left foot being rooted into the ground. You can imagine that those roots go really, really deep, like a strong tree. And if it feels good, you can roll your ankle around. If you're finding yourself getting a little wobbly, you might want to put a hand out onto that chair or wall next to you. Sometimes it's nice to stand up in a wall because you can still feel really straight. Take a couple more breaths here, and then just lower that leg down. And you can let your tree kind of wiggle around a bit. Let's move on to the other side. So coming up to the toes on your left foot, so you're balancing really strong on your right. You want to make sure that you're not popping out through your hip. You're staying really strong and centered, and remember you can always use that hand position to help remind you where your center line is. We start to bring that left foot up, and we'll clasp our hands around our knee, maybe reaching out to a wall or a chair to help us stay balanced here, and roll that ankle out. And we'll come down. So maybe that went really well. Maybe you found that you could balance easily, or maybe you decided to go get a chair or something else to help keep your balance, and that's totally okay. We're going to go into the full tree pose now and practice staying centered even when our balance is feeling off. So now take your right foot up again onto those toes and really find your roots grounded in your left foot. Take a few deep breaths as you gain that balance, and then we're going to open our hip up kind of like a gate here on this side. And once you feel really strong on that left leg, you're going to take your right foot and start to inch it up your left leg. So this may feel really good. Your heel just below your knee. You might feel really strong and stable here, or you'll want to put a hand out for balance. If you're feeling really well balanced today, and every day is different. Today you might be able to go into the full pose, and tomorrow maybe just this is where you'll find yourself. So if you're feeling up for it, we'll start to move our ankle up our leg toward our inner thigh. So I like to hold my ankle and just press it against the thigh. You want to be careful not to push your ankle into your leg so much that you start to bend. This tree is not reaching toward the sun, it's kind of falling over. So we want to make sure that we push in with our thigh back on our foot as much as we are pushing our foot back on our thigh. And this keeps our body really strong, really centered. If you'd like, you can reach your branches up toward the sun. Maybe there's a bit of a breeze and you want to practice moving, challenge your balance a little bit. Challenging yourself to get a little off balance and practice coming back into center. So even in life when things are challenging, we can bring ourselves back into that balanced position. And when you're ready, you can come down. Now we'll do the other side. So feeling really rooted on your right leg, you'll start to come up on your left toes. Open that gate of your hip and just start to balance on that one side. And remember, you can always reach out to a chair, a wall. Finding a spot on the floor or the wall ahead of you or up at the ceiling above can sometimes help. And we'll just slowly bring our ankle up that center line. And if you like, you can come into full tree, pressing your ankle against your thigh and remembering to press your thigh back at your ankle so that you're not bending, swaying toward the ground, and instead you're really strong towards center line, your trunk going from soil all the way to the sky. Take a breath here and see about reaching your arms up toward the sky. Maybe practicing swaying in the wind. That extra challenge of staying balanced even when the things around you feel really crazy. You can come back to center whenever you like. Gaze forward, up or down. And then you can come out of it by bringing your knee forward, foot down, and shake out your legs and ankles on either side. Please teach this pose to your friends or family members. Remember that this is a way to help you stay balanced even when things around you are feeling challenging. So thanks for joining this online circle time, mindfulness edition, and we hope to see you on Zoom next week. Have a great weekend.